Okay, so it's time to head off into deep space, I think.
Oh god,
Yep.
not grey at the helm again.
No, isn't. Yes.
As,
It'll be fine.
as a sort of just a question, we had an offer in the thread for somebody rolling up a sort of NPC that we could use as a navigator. Is that acceptable in any way, shape, or form, or would you
I'd
want
rather keep that type of thing as.
Oh.
Yeah, we just lost Zebrin.
you'd prefer to keep it the way it's going right now?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just. I'd rather if we're going to do that, actually bring in an entirely separate character.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Right, we'll give Zebrin a couple of seconds. He's coming back in.
Until, of course, his computer apparently just dies.
Yep.
Oh, while we wait for him, I was going to ask, with like a astropath type thing, that world we're going for would definitely not have one, would it? Or is actually no, they definitely. I'm an idiot. They'd have to go past the Emperor, but they wouldn't have anyone of equivalence.
They might, but yeah, it wouldn't be a proper astropath, and without the Emperor's soul binding, they wouldn't be anywhere near as powerful. So they probably wouldn't be able to go past the system, but they might have telepaths they're using for long range.
Because I just wonder, because I can send them a message and just check to see if they hear anything, because they might not have been lost for that long. Or they might be astropaths, because they can live quite a long time.
You'd have to,
Assuming
without
that
the
they get
Emperor,
mad.
I think you have to actually connect to an astropath. So
Welcome back.
Yeah, that was annoying. My internet just decided that it was going to crap out on me.
Hooray.
Yeah.
yeah, as long as my internet doesn't do that, we're fine.
Fate has now
What
been
did I miss?
tempted. We are officially screwed.
Famous
okay.
last words.
It's been okay so far. Okay, so once more into space. Let's see how we do for looking for the Astronomicon.
So not much.
Oh my god!
Oh god, a botch.
99.
Oh my god.
Critical fail.
That's pretty
Ray.
much it, isn't it?
What Astronomicon? Yeah, it's a bit
God.
dark around here, isn't it?
We've gone to a different dimension entirely now.
God damn it.
Oh no.
Okay, so it's now a hellish navigation warp test. In order to chart a successful course.
I am sitting in my little
What does he
chair
have to
there.
roll
sitting-
against right now?
Navigation
What?
warp.
No, what's his actual roll?
99.
99. Oh, he's got
What does he have to roll against
30,
as in the
so
number?
one of you guys would probably be better.
Well, I was going to say, seeing as we now actually have our astropath available, do you want to give this silly bugger a help? Seeing as always, we're going to be stuck in a warp for months on end, if not longer.
Can I help him at all? As an astropath, I can see the Astronomicon. Can I sort of like point in the direction of it? It's like turn your head slightly there.
Make me a navigation stellar roll.
Do I have that as a...
Yeah, I've just checked your skills.
Oh, cool. Sweet, so I will do that then.
That's why I chose that one. It's going to be...
Oh, God.
No. Okay, so here he goes for his hellish navigation warp test.
Can I just point in a random direction and maybe that'll help it all, even
34?
someone at this point?
He's getting
Yeah,
10%
maybe,
for me.
That's minus 60, though.
What? Oh god.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay, so
Okay.
he has
Wait, you know,
absolutely-
I'm piloting. Can I make a stellar navigation roll?
Yep, I'll have a go.
guys, remember you
Nope.
can use fate.
What?
Oh, for God's sake.
Reroll.
What the
You-
hell, people?
Use your fate point.
All right,
your-
nice knowing you all.
Use your fate point, Luke.
No, thanks.
Okay, so we're going to attempt to
Fucking-
chart the course.
No need to burn it. Oh my god.
Oh, that isn't too bad.
That's not too bad.
I'm still providing the 10% as far as the navigator is concerned.
Yeah.
It's sectional leadership all the way, tapping on the glass.
We're probably going
Exactly.
to
Getting
into
Add
It's
a
getting quicker and quicker.
blasphemous to his fish tank, just so that we can clean off the glass.
So that's,
Maybe it'll help.
that was a minus 40 on that. So he's
Oh.
actually failed to chart the course properly.
God damn it.
So
a little
that's 2
scuba
degrees
guy
of
there.
failure.
in the tank.
So he's now going to try and steer the vessel, which he fails by 2 degrees, thanks to the the fact he's completely buggered up the previous 2 tests.
No
Oh.
kidding.
So what would have been about a 4-day becomes a 16-day jump through the warp.
Okay, we really need to get a new navigator.
We
Thread?
Do you want to recruit a 7th player?
Well, the way things are going so far.
If the way that this is going so far, if we don't recruit a 7th player, there's not going to be a 6.
Alright, you heard it from them then. Yeah, when we get back into the thread, we'll be recruiting a navigator.
Thank you.
Or at least someone who
Thank
knows
you.
how to push the buttons.
You know, and at least we could yell at an actual person and make them feel bad. You know, feel somewhat bad.
What are
about
you
it.
doing?
So Gray isn't an actual person, just so we're clear.
Like,
GM NPCs don't necessarily count.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to somebody rolling up a navigator that's like the worst thing ever. Like, oh, actually, I'm from a completely fallen house, and my warp eye's been burned out, or God knows what.
Oh, yes, we get a navigator who can't actually navigate.
At that point, I would just start driving it myself. Like,
Well-
you know how many points? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
At that
we just
point,
know
I'd
fate's
say
gonna
what's
kill us all.
changed.
We'll take turns.
We'll take a whole shit ton of little tiny 4-kilometer jumps.
Okay,
Wait,
So-
don't evilly cackle. Don't give him ideas.
no, we haven't done the warp travel encounters yet.
Remember, you can
sweet.
re-roll them. You can re-roll them.
We
Do
can re-roll them. But the problem is
We're
you,
gonna
get,
need
you don't
to-
get the plus 20, which is normal, because he failed the important part of the test badly. So, and because you're in the warp for 16 days, I get to make 3 of them.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
So, in the first 5 days, 37 or 39. That makes no difference. Shoals and reefs. The vessel runs afoul of a warp shoal or warp reef, which threatens to break it open and a jagged fragment of false reality. A good helmsman and a skilled navigator required to pass unscathed. Okay.
Oh, God.
I know which one we've got.
Yeah, make me
Out
a,
of the two.
Apologize in
stellar
advance.
navigation test.
Man,
For both of us?
Can I
well,
help
for the,
him?
For the pilot. You can give a help, yeah, plus 10.
I'm throwing my 10% as well from leadership. Yes, look at
There
that.
you
Fuck
go.
you all! Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
well done, Cole.
Thank God somebody knows what he's doing.
And for once, the navigator manages to pull you aside just before you ram into some sort of metaphysical reef.
That's a Nashi reef.
Ray.
That's a reefer. That's different.
Not in the warp, it might not be.
Okay, good point.
Okay, so the navigator is. Why do I end up playing battered navigators? this is like a recurring thing for me. The navigator's starting to look a little tired at this point. And for the second one, it's either 77 or 95. Both of which are
95,
all's well.
fine.
Excellent.
And for the last 5 days, you've got a choice of 51 or 82. 82 is all's well.
Fantastic.
So,
A surprisingly calm trip through hell.
yep.
Considering how I could have gone, oh my god.
By the way, I'm just going to title this episode "Grey."
Yes.
Arg fist.
Shoot the navigator!
No,
Okay,
the worst
seriously.
part is we've got to go back.
Oh, God, we do.
Okay.
Maybe we can pick up a navigator on this world that's just been sitting there and got opened its third eye or something.
Can I use any of this extra time to be looking seriously into that void abacus?
I think we're going to be here long enough.
Yeah, you can have another roll if you want.
Thank
All
you.
right, I'll also do that roll.
Everyone helps me. Everyone, even the ones that
Alright,
can't
yeah.
read it. Ones that
Roll
can't-
to help.
If we're not making multiple rolls,
54.
in a turn,
I think I failed to help. I don't know how, but I do. I give you the wrong book constantly.
Well, I gotta pass. I don't know what he wants to roll, but
I have Forbidden Lore Archaeotech. That's pretty much it, right?
that first one, 88. Son
Yeah.
of a-
Nothing.
No, you can't
Okay.
find one yet. You can't even find a hint of where you could find one yet.
All right, I'll be doing my roll now.
Yep.
Hang on. And 29 versus a 60.
Yeah,
Nice.
you kind of think that you should be able to find something similar in Footfall. So,
Oh, nice.
you remember there was like quite a large shipyard there. So yeah, you think next time you can pull by Footfall, you should be able to get your hands on one. From what you're reading, anyway, you think you may have to barter for it.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
What are we looking for again?
Avoid Abacus.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so about 200 days after you left Lucian's Breath,
Oh god.
you pop back into warp. So can I have a stellar navigation test at -20?
They're gonna be out of business by the time we get back.
So I have to roll a 13 or less on this.
Can I assist?
Oh,
I didn't-
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Beautiful.
Somehow you managed to drop out right on top of your target. First off, although it's been a hellish journey, it's taken you a long time. You nearly hit a reef. You've managed to end up in a system where as soon as you come out, you start detecting long-range radio traffic that's coming off the planet. You know, local TV shows and stuff like that. So you have managed to actually drop yourself right into the right system.
this is like our ship's yin and yang sort of thing. Gray on one hand, Cole on the other.
Yeah, exactly.
The crew group hugs Cole. That's easily.
High fives all around.
I will shoot
Puts
all
fish
of you.
food
Get
in
off
Gray's
me.
tank.
You can't kill a navigator. You can't kill your navigator.
I'm not killing him, I'm just feeding him fish food.
It's
Oh, man.
it's survival instinct.
It's an intimidation technique. To get him to bloody do his job with a bloody brat.
Well, I still say that we should get a Placlastomus for the inside of the fish tank.
Alright, so
I show the navigator the fish whoever's in the damn fish tank. You know, we got a requisition form for piranhas. Go in there. Space piranhas. It's like twice as bad.
Space piranha.
Hey, at least twice as bad.
so
Don't make me do it.
And
Yeah.
of course, the last thing would be where we upgrade the fish tank to a larger one and then put sharks with laser beams on them.
Frickin' laser beam. Frickin'.
Frickin' laser beam.
Space sharks with laser beams.
No, but yes.
Yes.
Well, get them from the void. We're gonna go there enough.
Oh god, void sharks with lasguns strapped to their heads.
Exactly.
Actually, scratch that. As cannons. Better. Much better.
Or a couple multi-meltas. That would really heat up their food.
Oh. Nice. Nice.
Well, they deserve a hot meal as well.
The navigator is just listening to you bomb these ideas back at them.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just waiting.
You should know we're serious about that.
I think he believes you're serious.
I was going to say, there's not much to imply we weren't being serious at this point, really. What would the, 18-day trip through the bloody warp?
16.
Oh, yeah.
So,
God, I wish I could make intimidate check against this tool. Um,
Right,
Please.
so are you heading towards this world then? It's quite easy to spot which one it is. It's about 4 from the sun.
I would say we go ahead and park in geosynchronous orbit over the largest city that we can find on the planet.
Do we notice any wars going on?
Make me a scan check, which is What's the active augury?
Scrutiny?
Scrutiny.
Scrutiny plus detection. That's the one.
Okay.
All right, I'll aid the machine spirits if I can.
Yep.
I can't get it until rank 2, so I can't help out.
So with just scrutiny that fails, but with detection that passes with a degree of success.
Yep.
And if I aid the machines, could I also do a tech use to
Yep.
boost that as well?
Yep. Make me a tech use roll.
All right, this is versus 60, and I failed.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, at least it's not gonna hurt.
With a 98, it might.
I'm gonna say you've put a bit of a fritz in there.
You broke it. Captain, what exactly does a hovering bastard look like? Perhaps you could show us. Yeah, that'll do.
We'll get you a flip belt for that.
Just picture Esh just sort of looking over your shoulder at whatever it is you're doing and just being helpful.
Hey,
No,
hey,
it's
buddy.
like a bunch of posters throughout the ship of him hanging on
Their
the
eyes follow you.
in there, baby.
It's motivation. Yeah, all those motivational posters. Like, hey, just so all my officers know, my door is always open.
And so's the airlock door, for that matter, but that's not the point.
Only the navigator needs to worry about that.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, just make sure it drops.
Three pictures: living navigator, tortured navigator, dead navigator, right there.
So since our ever so useful tech priest has destroyed things, do we detect any wars?
From what you kind of get some weird static over the you're not quite sure what's causing the sensors to be staticky, but you can hear some swearing from the back of the room. But no, you can't see any like major explosions or anything like that. You do find the largest city, which seems to be the capital from what you can make out. You know, takes you a few days to burn in. So,
question now is: do we want to establish radio contact before we beam down, or just beam down?
Radio.
Well, I don't think beaming down us an entire platoon of soldiers would be a good idea.
Yeah, it might send a slightly, not necessarily the wrong message, but the wrongly timed message.
So what I think we should do is take a flyer and put the platoon in the back and leave them in there until they're necessary, and go down and land in the capital somewhere that won't, kill people.
well, you could land nearby. I mean, you could go for the full you could take the squad down and use them as like standard bearers. I mean, you could teach them, to
Drill and ceremonies.
a big ceremonial entrance.
Fair enough.
So
We could always give that a shout, yeah.
So as you come in, you're kind of hailed with like ancient radio techniques, because obviously whoever's on the planet has detected your senior engines coming in. It's like a star appearing above the planet.
And our Auspex basically blowing up, it seems.
Yeah, and you sense a big electromagnetic pulse right over the planet.
Oh boy.
Explorator!
And they're giving you like a location. So you're going to load your entire platoon onto the first one and you onto the second of your landers. Ooh, don't drop that.
I'd say half the platoon on each.
Half the platoon
squads.
each. So
Yeah.
if you
Good
want,
call.
I'm going to link to this in the chat channel, so get ready to click on a YouTube link.
Oh boy.
You should know this, because this is the main reason we named your character. So you kind of both land, the troops kind of fan out, form a double line, and then begin the chant.
Oh god.
Oh yes.
Chant.
Yes. Yes.
Oh. That is beautiful.
Excellent.
And as it builds up, you start walking out.
That is the way to make it impressive. You just...
Yep, you stride down in V formation, of course. and you guys are there at arms, all ready. In front of you, I'm just going to fade that out now. Yep, ready for you is this governor, who's quite impressed at the fact you've just landed what's probably about a 70-ton piece of metal, two 70-ton pieces of metal in a field outside his capital. But the guy there meeting you is quite, he's got his own troops with you, and they're kind of all armed with bolt-action rifles. And he's kind
So
of,
is this like industrial rev era, or
yeah, there's about the same time, about early 20th century by the looks of their technology. So First World War style. They've got, they haven't got tanks, but they've got some cavalrymen. They've kind of formed up quite a large, group of soldiers to meet you around this guy.
just sort of preemptively, I assume, or I'm gonna go ahead and be in charge of the platoon of grunts.
Yep, that's your role.
So
Yeah, you've strode down through the double lines, and this kind of like, I am Viceroy Peterson. I'm been sent by His Divine Majesty the Emperor Macarius the 40th.
Oh boy.
I've been asked to convey you to the palace where he will be able to meet you in person. Would you like to follow me?
the 40th.
I guess.
Yeah, why not?
Excellent. We've put on our finest transports. If you'd like to follow me, it leads you to basically what's it's a car, but it's like a Model T Ford without the style.
This is their transports.
Yeah, this basically is their luxury transports. Is like it's one step of having to have a guy with a red flag in front of it. And you're they've not brought enough for all your soldiers, but the speed it's moving, it's fine. Your guys can double quick to keep up.
Okay.
Maybe I should roll techies to see if I can supercharge it.
No.
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 How about we not blow up the governor? Yep.
Okay, so you're led across the through the city. Everywhere you go, there's people staring at you. There's crowds in the street. Small kids pointing. Everyone seems to be fairly well fed, but it's not the nicest city you've ever been to. But then it's not the worst.
Okay.
You reach the palace, which probably about if you got any idea what the Palace of Versailles is like. It's about the same, twice the size of that. So not very impressive. Not very impressive as planetary governors' palaces go.
Yeah.
You're led up. It only takes you 4 minutes to walk up to the foot of the throne. I mean, this guy's
Only 4
obviously
minutes? They're not really thinking about defense.
no.
Are you thinking about
No,
that?
clearly in a hall of mirrors.
So you're at the end of this. It's really quite tacky. All this, it's someone who thinks that this is the height of fashion, but it's not quite. And you're greeted by, it's kind of like just a normal, balding, middle-aged man sitting on a throne. I am Emperor Malcarius the 40th. Welcome to my world, Terra Nova.
Right. Pause.
New Terra?
Pause 1 second.
We're
What's
gonna
our
get
game?
sued.
What's our game plan here?
Well,
Well, he's got delusions of divinity, so flat diplomacy might not necessarily work because he probably thinks he's the God Emperor incarnate by his introduction, which is just dandy.
This is true, and it's a problem. But here's what I'm thinking: if we can somehow work our way into the deal that we want, the fact that a couple of hundred years down the line, the Ministerium will be around to dispel whatever, if he still has heirs by that point. Yeah, whatever heirs he might have by that point, if his little, if he hasn't succumbed to internal strife, they'll dispel that right nicely. But if we get our deal through first, we might be able to get some, establish some, how shall I put it, some
Groundwork.
Concessions.
yeah, some groundwork for our own guys before the Ministerium comes around and puts these guys in their place.
What's
I was going to say, another sort of plan, and this one would be in character for my character as well, considering he, as part of his basically his character plot is his duty to the throne. So he's quite in awe of the emperor, and he wouldn't be very impressed by this gentleman with all the airs of an emperor and not just pretending to be a governor of this backward little world. And as a psyker, he has the ability to terrify this guy.
Yes.
So what I was thinking, and this would be almost something I'd be willing to say would be role play rather than anything else, but I could terrify this man into making him do what we want and
Should we call
putting
that-
the fear of emperor into him. And
That is
what I was
actually
thinking.
a pretty good idea.
Fear of the
That's-
real emperor. That's very true.
Yeah,
Well, there's also something I'm interested in trying too. Due to the fact that the Emperor seems to be a part of this culture, they must have something around here on this planet of great, let's say it, space religious significance, and and that might mean old ancient technology, which is something that I'm more interested in.
Ooh,
So I
very-
can make an inquiry. So I'd make an inquiry into like what are the particular holy sites on this world. Probably have some of that ancient tech.
we should probably see what sequence we do these, but yes. Oh boy. This is...
I think terrifying it probably should be one of the last things we do if negotiations fail, just because if it doesn't necessarily work, everything will go south very quickly, and even if it does, it is going to cripple our... Well, it's going to be a no way back sort of thing.
Yeah, two things. Did we bring our troops in with us?
Yeah,
Yep.
they didn't really want to stop your guys who seem to have weapons that are like 4 times more powerful than the best they've got.
Okay. Two, I don't think we should go mentioning the actual God Emperor just yet. Because, an emperor who is the 40th of his line and calls himself the God Emperor, he's probably not entirely stable.
He's not actually
No.
said the words God Emperor.
Okay.
He's just called himself the Emperor.
Okay, but
Yeah,
If
but
you get what I'm
the
saying.
divine
Right.
emperor.
No,
If we
nothing
feed
to
to his ego, as I said, if I feed to his ego, maybe I get some insight into where the more religious sites are, and maybe find some ancient reliquies of technology or something.
I think a culture in this stage of industrial technology probably isn't too big on the golden calf, but maybe.
As I said, they might not even know what it does or how to do anything with it.
Yeah. I doubt it's a religious site, but we'll see.
Got to get this info from somewhere, but
Yeah.
never know. Old ruins, places of holy sites, things like that.
Yeah.
I would inquire into that. Like we'd like to make a to find these ancient ruins. Pilgrimage. Fancy talk like that. If he's into himself he might prefer that kind of phrasing.
We should probably work on our actual job first.
Yes, we do have a business to conduct.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So let's secure the nice inductee astronauts to be, and
Yep, march in, kidnap everyone. No, let's not do that.
not yet. We'd have to have at least a company
Ah,
and a few orbital barrages.
oh yeah, no, you've got to do it properly.
Yeah, of course. There's always.
Actually
Oh,
works.
okay. To be fair, that's true. That's very viable as well. Oh boy. So let's see. Plan of action then. Because we've all got a lot of ideas, and of course this is all very. It's gonna all play out, but let's see the first impressions with this guy. We represent. Let's see. How would we phrase it?
Remember, this guy's had no contact with outside. He's got no idea who you are, except you've just landed from space.
Planetary Galactic Alliance.
Alliance.
Imperium.
Coalition.
What?
Coalition of races. Coalition of worlds.
We
Take
could.
something, I guess.
Honestly, if we just call ourselves the Imperium of Man, I mean,
Yeah, that's.
it just let's just. I mean, of course, we can try buttering this guy up, but he's
We're
gonna
glad to have finally found him.
But yeah, that's,
Yeah, actually, to be fair, that might work. Just go, oh yeah, with Imperial Man, we've been looking for lost traces of the great human race. We're glad to have found you at long last, etc.
Ooh,
Something
actually,
along those lines.
I mean, that's not a bad angle because, again, we know that these guys are going to get a rude awakening when the Ministerium comes around.
Oh, yeah.
But right
Oh,
now,
yeah.
all we're really interested in right now is leaving with a documented. I mean, as a group, of course, we all individually have some personal interests here. But let's say, as a group, as a rogue trader group, we're interested in leaving with these guys being prepared for some of their workforce being shuttled off for a few years, every few years. If we can obtain this concession, we have no reason to warn them about what's coming in a couple of 100 years down the line.
Oh, no. No.
We stand to gain nothing for warning them, so, screw them. So I think that way is really good. We represent the Imperium of Man. We are looking for our lost brothers and sisters in the Great Void, and we are more than happy to have made contact with them. We are in fact so happy that we are prepared to offer, how shall we phrase it, an uplifting for a portion of their workforce, willing to do labor alongside our own.
An outreach program.
Outreach stuff like outreach program is better. Labor might give the game away.
Good point.
We need people that can, learn, so basically they're they're scientists, they're tech guys, and they're industrial labor, workers, things like that.
An opportunity
we would
to
teach
enhance.
them. We would teach them.
Yes. That's a better way of putting it.
We could,
we can get the skilled people we need.
We can help. Try to phrase everything in us. We're helping you. You're not. It's no. Sorry, the other way around. You're helping us.
Help you.
Yeah, help us help you. Sort of. Think of all.
Yeah, precisely.
This guy likes his bling, apparently.
Oh yeah.
But still.
So, the fact that our soldiers were allowed into his presence just by the dint of the fact that we look dangerous, we could certainly amp up if your workers, think of what, wait, do we have any way to demonstrate the visuals of our ship? Like, would these guys have any way of actually seeing our ship? Like,
oh wait, give me 1 second. I might be able to do something. I just need to check to see.
The idea here being play up the ostentatiousness of our officers and the strength of our soldiers, and say, work with us, and you shall obtain all this and much more. Your own.
Yes.
Reach your former glory.
Or wait, I'm not sure we should go for that angle. Rather, we should say, think of what you have achieved on your own. Now think of what you can achieve together with us.
Yes, better.
Something like that. Something like that.
We want to enhance their understanding and power over their own lives in the universe.
But more importantly, think of the wealth they can obtain by doing so. Be sure, underline, bold,
His eyes light up when you mention wealth.
Yes, this is the.
He's listening the entire time.
I'm kind of saying that I'm assuming that this is kind of what you kind of spiel as a part of a longer speech.
Yeah, we're just trying to hash out here the important points, but yes, because the workers, again, assuming that the governor of football is being on the level with us, and let's make this assumption right now. We'll worry about. Sorry, am I confusing it?
Terra Nova.
Breath.
Breath is where you've come from.
This is why I have officers to point out these things for me.
Just as well somebody does.
Yes.
Between your booze hounding. That's
the thing is, assuming that this is all working fine. This is. Don't worry. We'll worry about the semantics of my free R&R time usage later. But the point here being, these workers would come back with some manner of pay. This manner of pay, given that Imperial thrones might not be the most valuable thing on a planet that doesn't utilize them, would probably be, we'll worry about that later.
Well, raw resources.
They'd come back with knowledge and techniques to revolutionize their industry and their economy in ways they couldn't possibly imagine.
Exactly. So, we're not exactly, there's a degree of subterfuge to what we're saying, but it's not entirely subterfuge.
Yep. Yeah, in all fairness, subterfuge.
We're not lying.
Yeah. subterfuge.
Or
One
does-
part lie,
No.
2 parts truth.
There's
That's
no
law
such
of the
thing
whole
as a
thing.
lie by omission.
Exactly.
All right.
See.
So yeah, he listens to your speech, well, your collective speech, and yeah, he's kind of. I'm very interested. I shall have my seneschal ready for tomorrow, but we never do business on the first meeting, as you understand. Would you
course.
like to see some more of my world?
Yes, actually, I'm personally extremely interested in any sort of. I'm a bit of a scholar, if you will. I'm quite interested in any sort of, relics of your history, ruins, and if it wouldn't be offensive, any particularly holy sites to your great.
He claps his
Yeah.
hands together. Excellent, excellent. I shall organise the tour this afternoon.
That sounds fantastic.
Yes. Get ready my walker. And he kind of wanders off. You're dismissed, and